Hello, my name is Tony Cosentino, and I'm a math instructor at Harold, Washington. And this video is a short tutorial on negative exponents. You will find that the understanding of exponents, both in an algebra and then up through calculus, will be very, very useful. So let's get started. So the idea of exponents in a math sense, let's start with the positive exponent, is the idea of being able to write a multiplication in a more simpler sense. And what I mean by that is that 2 to the 4th power means that you take the base, which is the number 2, and you multiply it 4 times. If you did that, you would get 16. And so the question is, what happens when the exponent becomes negative? And let's do minus 4. Well, some of you would think that if we have a minus and we just want to change the sign of the answer, and the answer would be minus 16. And unfortunately, you're wrong. But the idea of the minus is actually doing something like a negation or an opposite. And what I mean by that is that what it's doing, instead of multiplying by 2 4 times, it's doing the opposite operation, which is dividing by 2 4 times. So you can think about it this way, where you would take it and divide by 2 4 times. And if you did that, it would be 1 over 16. Another way to look at division is the idea of taking the reciprocal, right? If we look at it as a fraction, and then do a multiplication. So dividing by 2 4 times is the same as taking 1/2, which is the reciprocal of 2, and multiplying by 1/2 4 times. I think in the long run, that's a good way to take a good approach to solving these negative exponents in a math sense. So let's do another example here. And in this case, let's take, say, 7 over 2, which is a fraction. And let's take that to the minus 4th power again. So there's a couple ways to do it. I think that the best approach is to first take the problem and convert the negative exponent into a positive exponent. And what I mean by that is that you take the base and you flip it, or you find the reciprocal of the base. And by doing that, you put the denominator in the numerator and vice versa. And these two equations mathematically are equal. And now we could do the multiplication of the base 4 times. And so you see that we get 2 over 7 4 times. And remember, when you multiply fractions, you multiply the numerator together. And so we've done the top already. That would be 16. Here you would want to get your calculator out. And you would get 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And if I did it right on my calculator, it would be 2,401. So in the general sense, just in summation here, if you take a to the x power, where a is the base and x is our exponent, right? And you take a look at it in the negative sense. So say, like we say, a to the minus x power. And we could rewrite it, making the exponent positive by finding the reciprocal of the base. So this would be 1 over a to the x power. And this equation here will come in very useful with regards to doing some of these calculations. So one last thing is, if we take a look at this in an algebraic sense, right? Where we take a look at an a to the x power again, right? Well, let's put in some variables. For example, if I put the letter, say y in, and say I go to the -3 power. So how do I write that in an algebraic way with the exponent being positive? Well, you think about it, this is our base y. And so if we find the reciprocal of it, it would be 1 over y. And then we could rewrite it to the third power. So again, in an algebraic sense, these would be equal as well. Well, hopefully this helped with a quick tutorial on negative exponents.